The US government is teaching Africans responsibility by all means. I'm loving the sound of this. Like, it took the US standing up and saying, no, we are putting America first. Africans take responsibility for us to wake up, right? I love this. I mean, it's high time we stood up as Africans and took responsibility for our lives and our collective destiny as a continent. And I love what the US has done. This is a rude awakening for us. Why am I saying this? You will find out. Welcome, I'm Virtue Grace, the African Storyteller. If you're coming by for the first time, you're welcome, alright? If you've not subscribed, click on that subscribe button, subscribe and turn on notifications, okay? Welcome, those of you returning my bed loves. I love you guys so much. You see, I'm excited, I'm happy because a rude awakening has prompted positive actions. And what is that? The Federal Executive Council of Nigeria has approved 4.8 billion naira for HIV intervention and treatment in Nigeria. And I think this is a welcome news because I made a previous video where I discussed extensively the policy change by the US government to cut aid for HIV intervention to Africa, including Nigeria, and the fact that we needed to, as a people, start taking responsibility for our destiny and, for our own collective good. And the response from the Nigerian government has been pleasant, all right? Like I said, the Federal Executive Council approved 4.8 billion naira, which is several millions of dollars, for HIV intervention and treatment over the course of the next 4 months, which is good. At least it's a step in the right direction. Action is better than inaction. Like I said in the previous video, that policy change by the government should be a wake-up call for us to begin taking actions for our own selves. And I like that the Nigerian government is already taking steps. The 4.8 billion naira that has been approved by the government is meant for the procurement of about 150,000 HIV treatment packs. What is contained in these HIV treatment packs, I don't know. It was not expatiated, but that's the bogus term that was used to describe what the funds will be meant for. I'm assuming, given my prior experience working in the field of HIV intervention, that the pack would probably include HIV testing and treatment, supplies, consumables, HIV, maybe the antiretroviral drugs itself, and the other things that are required for HIV treatment. For me, this is a palliative intervention, if you ask me. As much as it's a palliative, I feel like it's a step in the right direction and we can only do better. We should now shift from thinking handouts, from thinking palliative interventions to more sustainable interventions that will span over a course of decade and even geared towards, stemming and, if possible, eradicating HIV. I know we have come a long way with support from funding partners like US through PEPFAR and USAID over the past 2 decades. That's about 20 years of funding support to the Nigerian government and other African governments by the US government is highly appreciated. But like I said, as a people, it's high time we took responsibility for ourselves. And another thing that was disclosed from the Federal Executive Council meeting in this regard is that a multi-ministerial committee has been set up, so constituting members from Ministry of Health, Ministry of Budget and Planning and other ministries, and have been tasked with the responsibility of drafting a transition and sustainability plan to mitigate any future funding disruptions. So I feel like this is also good, but yeah, transition, sustainability, these are not things that as a people we should be thinking of at this time. These are things that we should have done long time ago. Even when we still had funding coming in, we should have thought sustainability, transition a long time ago. But it's good that it's happening now. So now we know that anything can happen at any time, any day, and what we're used to might cease to be. So it's time we took responsibility for transition into a more sustainable intervention approach for HIV treatment in Africa, in Nigeria. This is a good step in the right direction. I just hope, like any other Nigerian, that these funds that have been approved, when disbursed, would be used as should be used, because we know what this means. Anytime, so people are already commenting that anytime you hear that funds have been approved, funds have been disbursed, you don't enter bush with that. Money miss road. We just hope that the funds are used for what it is actually meant for, and the people that the money is meant to serve actually benefit from it. Because honestly, if there's anything we can't afford at this time, is playing politics with people's lives, people's health, and their destiny, and the destiny of our nation as a whole. So, as a Nigerian, I think I speak for myself and for the several millions of us Nigerians that we expect that these funds be used for what the funds are meant for, because at the end of the day, we are in it together. If anything goes south, we are all in it together. And yeah, I hope that other African countries will follow suit. I mean, I know that African governments have been quite responsible, providing counterpart fundings to match whatever the foreign donors were giving to them for HIV intervention and treatment in their countries. But at this time, I think it's time we took it further by not just depending on funding, but more sustainable approaches, like manufacturing the drugs. I mean, the drugs have been discovered. So how about we set up laboratories and research centers to help us further provide more sustainable treatment? Even manufacturing the drugs in Africa, so we don't have to depend on foreign aid, the consumables that are required for HIV treatment. How about we start manufacturing them in mass here on the continent? These are things we can do. It is not impossible. I mean, Africa is blessed with a lot of excellent professors, researchers, and personnel in the health and medical field. So why don't we look inwards now and utilize our resources, human capital, whatever, to address this issue? And not just HIV. I mean, interventions in other areas as well. This is time for us, honestly, to sit up now, put on our thinking hats, and think outside the box as a continent, and take responsibility for our collective destiny as Africans. US government, thank you so much. And before I close, I must mention that the US government actually approved an emergency humanitarian waiver for HIV intervention to about 55 countries, including Nigeria. All right, but that's also just a humanitarian, gesture that could go away at any time. And for that reason, I think more than ever, we have to be more responsible now and take steps to avoid any future occurrences that might lead to, oh no, what are we going to do? All right. Thank you so much for watching. What do you guys think? Drop a comment. I'd like to hear your opinions as well. Nigerians, comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think this money will actually be used as it is meant to be used? Drop a comment. I'd like to know, okay? And if you've not subscribed, subscribe. Give the video a thumb up. Share this video. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay safe, healthy, below abiding. I'm Virtue Grace, the African Storyteller. Bye.